Okay. Says we're live. Gonna check on YouTube to see if that's true. No, but my uncle once invited me to go golfing with him. I was like, appreciate the offer. No thanks.
Unless it's mini golf, absolutely not.
No, it was like golf.
No.
Yeah. It's really funny though, because my husband, he like when he's home, I can't record for anything. But when he's gone, amazingly enough, it's quiet here. I can record all I want if I want. But my husband's home, it's not quiet. And I don't get it.
It's almost like the person's presence or absence is
And
really,
it's not
the
that he's
source
loud.
of the
I mean, actually,
disruption.
he is loud, but also it's like the kids' demeanor changes and they become loud too. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Sorry to scare you. Morning, Regina. Happy time zone, Hannah. We can jump into intros alphabetically. I am expecting Nia. However, we did have a late night last night, and she might have forgotten. So we'll see.
No, Dad did not text me.
Hello. Hi. Okay, Jessie, take it away.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I write romance, and you can check me out on Instagram and TikTok at author Jessie Elliott. And I think Zara has my website down below.
I do. Quickly before LP goes, Nia, do you want me to text or email you the link? Because she just said in chat that her IG is being glitchy, so she probably doesn't see the link. So just let me know, Nia, how you want me to get the link to you. Okay, back to you.
Of course. Hi, everyone. I am LP Savage, aka Laura, aka Newbie to Novelist. So I run the Instagram and website newbietonovelist.com, where I like to occasionally post regularly articles and content. I also am a fantasy romance writer. I was part of this wonderful anthology, the Forbidden Delights anthology, recently, and I'm currently querying my lovely paranormal vampire romance that I got cooking.
You querying me?
For Halloween.
Okay, Morgan.
And hello, everyone. My name is Morgan Lee. I do live streams on my channel. I'm going to get back to videos soon, but I do live streams every Monday morning at 8 a.m. I am an indie author of so far one book, which is a dark fantasy, the first in the dark fantasy trilogy. And books 2 and 3 of that trilogy will be coming out this year if everything goes according to plan. And that's about it, I think.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. I am Natalie Locke. This is my youngest, Spencer, and you'll see him pop in and out of live streams. Usually my live streams are every Saturday at 8:30 Eastern AM, doing flash fiction live with my co-creator, Candra Author, as well as on Tuesday. Wow, where did Tuesday come from? Okay, Sunday nights at 7 p.m. I'm live on Twitch, and the results are the same, where you get to see me create a flash fiction. So it's kind of a genre hopping thing. And I will say, as I yawn, it's nobody here that is boring me. I woke up about 10 minutes ago. So
Same.
I'm just glad I'm here.
No, before you showed up, Natalie, Morgan and I were talking about how she thought she was going to be late because she showed up 5 minutes before. And I was like, I woke up 30 minutes before, but because I'm moving around on crutches, like that's cutting it close. So
I rolled over and my clock said 8:55 when I swear just before it said 8:15. And I was like, yeah, I should move. And my son's laying in bed, like playing on my phone. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I got to go downstairs. You coming? He goes, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's go, buddy.
No, there was a day last week where I always have my alarm set for 8, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll sleep in until 8:30 or I'll sleep in until 9. I turned off my alarm at 8 and I texted my mom. I was like, I'm still going to be sleeping. So she like doesn't think that like I'm dead or something because I'm not up at the time that I said I would be. And I slept for like 2 more hours by accident. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I totally understand how time can just disappear when
my husband had the bright idea to have a nap yesterday afternoon, which was great. I loved the nap, but then I stayed up late last night. But it gave me the energy because it's the kids' birthdays coming up soon, in October. So like real soon. And I went shopping with both of them. That was a poor decision on my part. And got all the balloons and everything. So it's been fun. Oh, and for anyone who needs it, medicine reminder, because I always need it.
Yeah, I took my pain meds and I haven't taken my ADHD med or anything else this morning. So I'll be doing that during the first sprint, but thank you. From one mom to someone who can always never have any mom friends, but other mom friend on screen.
Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm Nia, the Vixen of Fiction. Thank you for having me this morning, Zara. I live stream at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays, and we just did an AuthorTubers React. We had a great time. We had a really great discussion. If you guys missed it, yeah, and I'm writing the things, and I'm a mom of 4 and a Loki mom, and I was actually here on time. I turned my computer on and everything. I went to take Loki out, got my drink, came back because I had Instagram pulled up, and I go to hit Instagram messages, and it's all blank. I'm like, okay, let me refresh. It's only messages. They're not showing up, so.
Oh, no. Whatever I do. Whenever I get a link, I'll open the StreamYard link, and I won't fully enter the studio, or I'll enter the studio and have my mic and camera turned off, or I'll put the StreamYard link into my calendar just because I need to have it multiple places so I don't forget, but also I don't trust any single thing to not fail. So I have it like a million different places.
I usually will take it and like whenever you send it, I like copy it and put it in a note in my phone because I cannot use like the website version of Instagram. I don't like it. It doesn't like me. So if I'm in my app, I'll just like copy it over and then it just lives in my notes app, which is where basically all of my novels live.
What I don't understand is that if you use Chrome, you can have different profiles so that it'll open up in different windows and it's not like all jumbled together. So on my main one, like where I do all my personal author stuff, the Instagram desktop version has the menu up top. But under the podcast Chrome profile and the publishing Chrome profile, it moved the Instagram menu to the left on desktop. And I kind of like it better, but my point is that it's not consistent, and I don't know why.
Can we just pause and look at Jesse's screen?
Yeah. Oh no, I've been staring now.
I love the no reaction.
The sly like face rub.
Hello, kitty. Oh my gosh.
This is Phoebe.
It's like the subtle like, please pet me.
Yeah, honestly, not so subtle.
Not subtle. I was gonna say
absolutely not. No.
She's like, I am here.
I clicked the wrong thing. I'm so sorry, Jesse. I meant to make you small again. I haven't streamed personally, like except once since my surgery, and that was something that happened. Hilarious. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Trying to do the alphabet.
I when you slide everything around, it makes me feel like 2 things. One, either the Brady Bunch, which I realize is like starting to become a reference that some people don't recognize, or 2, it makes me think of those picture games where you have one piece and you're sliding the other squares to actually
where like you have a grid of however many, depending on how complicated it is, and you have like one empty spot.
Yeah.
Like try to slide it around.
I love those games.
Which, by the way, is I always hated those. I could never win. Is that in the Rubik's Cube? I couldn't do.
I've seen way too many videos where they're like, this is the trick for the Rubik's Cube. And I'm like, seems fake.
Yeah.
I've tried it. I've solved one based on a YouTube video. So
I solved Rubik's Cubes looking at a how-to situation, and I can always on my own get to where the bottom is one color and then 2 layers above.
yeah, me too. I
The
can't
last
figure out how
layer
to get
and
the last one.
I have to look it up every time.
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube short. I promise we're going to get sprinting soon. But actually, because of that, I should share the Forest Room code for the first sprint. Rather than just being like, we're going to sprint. No one's ready. I saw a YouTube short where it actually showed, instead of like starting from the random craziness when you're like super close and there are only 2 colors of the wrong one on a certain side, and it's like how you get to the end. And I'm like, that's bold of you to assume that I'm going to reach that point without any help, that I only need this to get me the rest of the way. Where is the
Have you ever
cat?
seen the guy that like makes art out of like completed Rubik's or like different Rubik's cubes, where it's like he'll just like change them so it's like the amount of colors he wants, and then they'll like make a whole portrait.
Yes, that's really cool.
It was like, one, you have to be able to solve a Rubik's Cube enough to get the exact colors where you need them, like, and then create a realistic looking portrait. Like
those people, and then the people who can draw a painting upside down, you're like, what are they drawing? And then they flip it up and it's like a portrait of somebody. You're like, oh my God, how did I not see that?
I went to Darren Brown, the like famous UK, might be specifically British, don't remember, mentalist. And he painted a portrait of Albert Einstein upside down. And we had to guess who it was. And I was like, it wasn't until he did the crazy hair that I was like, I know who it is, like before he flipped it. But my mom was like, how do you know it? I was like, it's the hair. I mean, that's a kind of a giveaway. But other than that, I was at a loss.
Yeah, I saw one where the lady does like sand. She makes a sand pattern on a board, and then what she did was when she flipped it up, so all the sand goes up, and then it makes, while it's in the air, it makes the picture. I think she did Naruto or something like that, and it was so cool. I was
when
like,
she tosses it up,
yeah, she tosses it up, and as it's falling down, it looks like the character art.
Oh my God, that's insane.
I'm like, but it's one time, you got to get that video good, because if you miss it, it's like,
oh, sorry, I missed it.
I wasn't recording. Can we do it again?
I want to see a comment of, this took me 5 tries and this many pounds of sand or something like that. Because you can't, it's sand, if it's different colors, you can't separate it again. You just got to grab a new. Like, it's all mixed up. It's like Play-Doh. Once it's mixed, you're done.
Well, I was going to say, it's also like glitter. The cleanup is probably hell. Because if you've ever been to a beach,
just need a really good
mom hack. Baby powder. If you got sand on your hands and your feet, baby powder will just make it slide off like water.
Ooh,
yes.
Natalie, I love it.
All the beaches near me were like started getting overrun by jellyfish like years ago, like maybe 10 years ago. And then there, you know, as global warming has gotten worse, there have been like more and more sharks like around. And I'm like, I don't go to the beach anymore. Because everyone in my family, they're the type who go to the beach and sit under an umbrella and read. And I'm like, you could do that anywhere else.
No, it's not the same.
If you go to the beach, you're going in the ocean. But now I don't go in the ocean because I don't want to get like stuck.
I don't like sharks, and I don't like the places sand can get that feeling and everything. So I don't go.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll read out the code for anyone who needs it. 3 Juliet 8 November Echo Kilo Papa Sierra Golf. It's been a while, but I didn't forget
Is it-
anything.
I also
Is
love
it
how it
supposed to
says
be
it's
180 minutes?
180 minutes.
No.
Look at this.
Okay.
I'm like, are we trying something new today, Sarah?
No.
180 minutes.
I said that so that like I have to go to sleep.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
No. We're not doing 180, but thank you for the reminder because my brain might have just been like, okay, sprint, and not looked at the number again.
I was like, I don't know what this new thing is, but I don't know if I like it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's not
I
a
am not
sprint, it's a
Kate.
marathon.
No. I am not Kate. No. Whenever she pulls something like that, I'm like, okay, well, I might be napping in the middle of this sprint as well.
Yeah, those long sprints give me permission not to work on what I plan to work on the whole time. Because to me, I'm a firm believer in like 40 minutes or less to focus on one task, then you have to give your mind a break and do something else. Look at something else because staring at your computer that long is dangerous too. So you're supposed to look at other things as well. So,
Yeah.
sorry.
I always break those up. I like if it's like 90 minutes, I'm like, okay, so let me break this down into 2 or 3 sprints of my own.
Well, sometimes I'll look at 90 minutes. I'll be like, I'll take time getting into it. If I like kind of move away from focus in the middle, it's okay because it's still such a big chunk of time.
Mm-hmm.
And other times, if I'm in the zone, I'm like 90 minutes. And then I'm like, I should have taken a break in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start. I know it's not the top of the, like a 20-minute round thing, but to start, but whatever. Jessie picked the tree in honor of Phoebe because it's the cat tree. The dog tree was also picked for today, so we will get there. But in 3, 2, 1, happy productivity, everyone. There's always a slight delay between the forest app and on screen. How did everyone do?
I got coffee, which is like the most important. And I'm working on a small manuscript critique. So I read like 7 pages.
I actually was very productive, so I think that started off on a right note. So I think I can have excuse to be not productive for the rest of the sprint. Awesome. But no, I read a couple chapters for my critique partner because we meet usually on Sunday evening. So I was like, great, gotta get this done today. And yeah, completed making my to-do list for today. So we'll see if I actually stick to it.
I wrote 504 words. Fed my dog, got some water, and that's about it.
I got about 5 minutes edited for my next narration video, and including pictures and such. So I apologize in advance. You will hear me sing.
And I was getting my planning done for next month so I can try and plan out my next project and get it all laid out. Hopefully that'll work out for me a little bit better. And then my husband brought me breakfast, which was super cool of him. So I turned off my camera just so I could grab a couple of bites.
And here I am shoveling Pop-Tarts in my face like this the whole time I'm editing.
I asked my mom to make me breakfast, and I edited a chapter and a half of the 6 that I need to finish editing the first book that will be published by Inimitable Books in summer 2023, which is wild to say. So yeah, it's really good. Obviously it is, because I'm the author, and it's very exciting. Kind of like me, shit hits the fan in the last quarter of the book, and chapters get shorter, and the pacing picks up. So that's why I can easily be like, oh, I can do 6 chapters. Because in total, the 6 chapters that I needed to do today only a little bit over 5,000 words, and that's been my goal-ish, like every day. After I surprisingly edited 10,000 words 2 different days without trying, so I was like, that's a stretch goal, and I don't think I should set that as my goal. Really at all, but if I edit the number of words of 5K and then I'm like, I'll do another chapter, then great. So I'm actually like 3 days ahead of what I initially told the author, but I was like, I'm giving her a bigger estimate just in case there's a day where I don't make the goal or don't work on it at all. But I stayed up after the live stream, Nia, to edit.
Yay!
We call that under promise, over deliver.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see how other people did. Michael's reading the Graveyard Book for the Nostalgia Train Book Club. Awesome. Edited a chapter and a half, like me. Got 302 words in. Definitely not bad. 123 words and 8 breakfast. Awesome. Let me share the next Forest Room code. I remember what was picked. Because I made the thumbnail but forgot to put everything in StreamYard before. Okay. Because some people didn't pick their normal trees, Laura.
I did not. Okay, wait. This is an honesty moment, as I didn't look at the list, and my number is usually 61, and that's
I know things change.
So this is just my fault for being like, oh yeah, default number. And
No. It's because things changed. Because I was finally like, you know what? I unlocked more trees than what I listed. Like I had unlocked the like boring trees forever ago, and I was like, but you know, I should show all my work. So that's why things moved around.
Yeah, it was a fun surprise. I won't lie. I was like, oh, that's the tree I picked. I like it. Okay, let's just go.
Which is funny. When
Yeah,
I
usually
started
do ice
streaming
cream
with
tree, which, you know.
Oh, ice cream?
In spirit.
She normally picks the ice cream tree, but this time she picked the willow.
Subliminally.
I love it.
Your tree choice is guiding you.
Tree's fun. Reminds me of T Swift. She's got a new album coming out.
True. I admit that it was months of being on Zara's live streams before I realized there was more than one page of trees to
Same.
choose from.
I would always pick the one on the front page.
Yeah,
And
once
then-
I realized that people weren't going past 25, I was like, you do know that there are multiple pages, right?
I
And
discovered
sometimes
it on my
they
own.
started saying, like, pick number 1 through blank.
Like number 1 through probably close to 1,000 now. There's a lot of trees.
There is.
I only knew it because my 2 favorite trees weren't on the first page, and I'm like, that's odd. I wonder why those trees aren't there. And then I was like, wait a minute. Oh, there's more.
Also, Zara, you will be proud of me. During the sprint, I wrote a post-it to myself and posted it like right here on my wall that says, "You're probably muted, Laura," because that's always. I will like nonstop like.
I thought you were going to say that you left a post-it for yourself to create a Ko-fi page, but I'm equally proud of you for the muted.
These are baby steps. I got to warm myself up to it, but yeah, create a Ko-fi page. That's somewhere on the list.
Phonetic pronunciation of the forest diaphragm.
Yeah, I was just about to say. For people who want it, it is 3 November, Foxtrot, November, 2 Hotel, Mike, Sierra, Golf.
You still got it committed to memory. Bravo.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I ordered a new planner, and for some reason it's lined up and I haven't changed it yet because I don't want to be without a planner. But my planners start in November is what happens. And
It's interesting.
I've
Yeah,
never seen a planner start in November. Like I've seen one start in like August or September for school.
yeah. No, well, this one is a personal one, personalplanner.com, not paid, I swear. I paid them. They don't pay me. And
Starts in July.
yeah, and I specify like when I found them, it was around November, and I was like, I'll start here. And then it's 3 years later, I'm still starting in November. But I ordered a new one, and I'm just like, I keep on thumbing through it, and I'm like, can I go ahead and move over? And I'm like, no, it's not November yet. Calm down. Like, I want to go ahead and start. Like,
Well, I feel like in October you can start planning November if you'd like, because Preptober and NaNoWriMo, like they're so
very true.
Yeah.
I'll start doing that. Like I've already started doing, like I have little games in the back of like doodles and everything where I can just fill in those characters, and I've already started. And Sudoku, and then there is a monthly goals page that I've already started filling out, and I'm like, I want to do this, but it's not time yet.
I was really bored one day during my earlier in my recovery, so I allocated the pages in my journal with the assumption that I would only do like 3 days on a page. But as you can see, I fit in 4 on this
So pretty.
page. And so then I was like, oh, I have an extra page. I guess I'll use it for like story notes or something under my pen name because I need to revise that by the end of the month. But other times that I've had the extra space, I'll be like, okay, I'll do a month in review or something, like just some bullet points. And then I also have pages at the back that weren't allocated at all. So I used it to put all my insurance and surgery info way in advance so that I had ID code's like right there, and I'm going to have to keep going on my computer. And then I forgot that I put it there, so I keep going on my computer to look up my ID code when I need it.
That's the key. We can write our list and be organized, but if we forget that it's there and to look at it, it might as well have never been written down in the first place.
Yeah. But at the very least, I did write down like all the pricing and like coverage info that is necessary for like my recovery and the surgery. So that is easier than scrolling through like 50 or more pages in the benefits PDF.
Yeah.
Both of my insurances that are related, because one I had through NYU and it was amazing, and my mom and I were like, okay, I need to have my surgery under that because it's going to cover the most. But then the recovery has been under my new surgery, new insurance that we picked specifically because the hospital where I had the surgery accepts it. And I haven't applied to jobs yet because we're still waiting to see how my recovery is going. Yeah, I hate insurance so much.
Yeah.
I just hope that recovery is going well for you.
It is. There have been
minus the paperwork.
Yeah, there have been some setbacks. Not gonna lie, but every professional has been impressed. And then this coming Thursday, I can go to my surgeon for the second post-op checkup and be like, is this normal? But yeah, no one's concerned and they're actually impressed. So that seems like a good thing.
I'd say. I mean, they see this every day, I would think.
Well, I mean, my surgeon pioneered a new way to do this surgery, so it's less invasive. So, like, if he's like, oh, your surgery went so well that we finished faster than planned, and you're the fastest recovery I've ever seen from this, I can believe him.
I think you're in good hands. That's awesome, though.
Yeah. Morgan, apparently you need to talk more.
Story of my life.
You talk with written words, not verbally.
I do.
Yeah. Whenever I flub on a stream, my own or someone else's, I'm like, I'm a writer, not a public speaker.
Yeah.
I might not have the fear of public speaking that, you know, writers and other people who work in publishing might have until they realize, oh, I have to talk to other people. But sometimes I'm just like, yeah, speaking not my strong suit. It's the words.
Making words hard out loud.
Yeah,
Definitely is. Chili oil.
that's still, you did something.
Yeah.
I'm inspired to experiment with chili oil. That sounds awesome.
I can take a certain amount of chili when making something, but whenever someone's like, oh yeah, it's chili in the title, I'm like, I don't know if my stomach can handle it.
I do not like chili whatsoever. I think the closest I've gotten to being able to handle chili was not everybody knows this restaurant, but New Way hot dogs. It's kind of a southern thing. They have a chili dog. I can eat that, which is funny because it's like the furthest from chili you've ever been. But
That's probably why.
yeah. But other chili, I'm like, no. It's a big no. And I do try, like, everyone. It's like when you say you don't drink and people are like, oh, I have to find you your drink.
Yeah.
I've had that happen.
Try my chili.
It's
It's people are like, oh, you haven't had my chili. And I'm like, okay. And I tried. I go,
challenge accepted moment.
Yeah.
I'm not challenging you to change my mind. I'm saying a preference that has been consistent, and has been so consistent that at some point it became not defining, but like a defining characteristic of my food personality.
Yeah, like I am full. This is full on a character trait. If I was in a novel, okay, like
That's the fun fact.
Yeah.
Well, I think Nia was on a stream with me when I was like, I don't like tea. And then everyone gave me a lot of great, really good tea recommendations of like, here you go. Here's like your gateway to getting into tea. And I will say, I tried. I really did. I tried.
People
I tried.
are willing to try. It's when people say, I don't like this and I've never had it. And I'm going,
Yeah.
Please don't be that person. Like that's what my kids do.
Yeah, you got to try something at least once before you can make an opinion that you don't like. You can say, I don't want to try it, and that's your opinion. But you can't say, I don't like it if you've never tried it.
Has anyone watched Yo Gabba Gabba?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of this song. There's a song on there where he's like, try it and you like it.
Yes.
Try it and you might like it.
Yes, but I'm very sad because I do want to like tea. It's like it feels like
so
something
sad.
that like aligns
Do
with
you
what
like
I would
coffee?
like. I like coffee.
Okay, like I've seen people like one or the other. I'm a tea drinker, but I don't drink coffee. But yet I don't like, and my Southern card might get pulled. I don't like iced tea.
Oof, I don't like iced tea.
Don't like any form of tea.
I mean, there are like so.
Wow.
I like tea without anything in it. If I'm sick, my mom will add honey because she'll be like, it makes everything better. And she learned that from her mom. And I, when I was little, they did that too. So I was like, yeah, I'll take honey. But I have found flavored teas that I like enough without anything in them. Mm-hmm. And that's when I really got into tea. But some people, they're like, oh, I like tea, but they like dump a ton of sugar in it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Gross. But I've tried so many ways to drink coffee in ways that like pure coffee drinkers are like, that's no longer coffee. That's sugar with some like coffee in it. And I still don't like it. It's still too bitter for me. So I'm just like, that's okay. I don't.
It happens.
Need
I did that too. I tried all of the combinations of coffee. People were like, try it with ice cream. Try it, you know, coffee flavored ice cream. Because I'm like, I love ice cream. I'm like, it's not happening. I did try. So I feel like I'm officially can say I don't like coffee. And that's the same thing when people say I don't like tea. Because the thing with tea is I've heard up north, I had a friend who came from up north and she said tea is that, she came down south and she's like, tea is the thing that you make when you're sick. She didn't like it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, they make it hot and you drink it because you're sick. I'm like, oh dear. So we were like, well, we have tea because we're in the South. We have Southern sun tea. And so we're like, try it. If not, I can try and make maybe lemonade. I don't know. So that's just like, this is not like what I had growing up.
I also think the connotations that you have with either beverage, like I have cousins who are convinced that, oh, when you get to college, like, so people in my family would say that because I'm like 6, 8, 10 years or more behind all my other cousins who are in the same generation as me because of when my mom adopted me. They would say that my high school is as rigorous as their college when they were in college, but I didn't drink coffee then. I didn't start doing that like all my other classmates. So they were like, oh, when you get to college, you'll drink coffee. And I didn't. And I started drinking black tea then. And other caffeinated teas. And they're like, you can do that? And I was like, well, I haven't been drinking coffee for so long that I need as much caffeine in a coffee cup versus the same volume of tea, which has less caffeine. But then Kelly got me addicted to like this caffeine powder. And I was drinking it every day because I was streaming like a lot at some point. And I went like a few days without it and I was like, I'm scaling back.
I'm having soda this morning. That's my vice.
I
soda
used to drink coffee to like wake up. Now it doesn't do anything. It's just tastes yummy. Caffeine doesn't do anything.
I mean, if you like the taste for something, like, great. I'll sometimes, if I'm out with people, like I'll get a virgin cocktail and they'll be like, don't you drink? And I'm like, I don't drink alcohol for the effects of alcohol. Like I generally don't feel the effects of alcohol until I'm ready to sleep, which either means I'm sleepy and it helps me sleep better in getting to sleep, but then my dreams are whack because my brain like isn't actually resting, or I'm like up too late that I go past the I'm sleepy and then I can't fall asleep at all. So if I know there's a delicious drink that I love and they can make it without alcohol, I can forego the sleep problems and just have a tasty drink.
Or just have a giant fish bowl.
You'll feel the sugar rush from those mocktails usually. So
yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, you feel the sugar rush from those tasty mocktails anyway. So really, it's a win-win.
Yeah. I used to, and I still do, I like for all my drinks, version drinks, the strawberry daiquiri, the margarita, and the pina colada is my favorite.
Shirley
when
Temple.
when I turned 21, everybody's like, oh, now you can have alcohol in it. And it ruined it. I'm like, now this pina colada burns my throat. This is awful. You ruined my
you have to
drink.
make it with the right thing.
I don't know what they mixed in
I mean,
with
if you
it.
don't, I'm not going to force it down your throat, obviously, as we've been discussing. But like my mom makes a really good pina colada. But the first time I had tried it before, but then my mom and I were on vacation. I swear we're going to sprint right after this story. Where we both ordered them, but my mom ordered like an alcoholic one and I ordered a virgin one. And the waiter placed them down. And my mom tasted her. She's like, I don't taste any alcohol. And we swapped and she still couldn't taste any alcohol. And we're like, are these both alcoholic and I'm serving my underage daughter alcohol unknowingly? Or are these both virgin and I'm about to have a placebo effect of there being alcohol? And we still never found out.
Sounds like you got scammed. They probably gave you both virgins and charged you for the alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, probably, let's be honest. But I mean, it was delicious, so we weren't complaining. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity. I missed the 10 o'clock mark. Just like a few seconds.
Close.
I was so close to having edited 2.5 chapters. So close to only having one more chapter left to edit.
That's exciting.
So close. Oh. Okay, how did everyone else do?
I finished reading the pages. Now I'm gonna go back through. I wanted to do like a full read through, just like as a reader. It's only 20 pages, and now I'm gonna go through and leave some feedback.
I got a coffee. Was inspired based on our conversation. I was like, I should really do that. I also ate some breakfast, which was also pretty important. And I flipped my laundry, which I started right before the sprint started. So as far as writing productivity, I did start looking through. I recently got some feedback from another writer friend who was a previous Pitch Wars mentor. So she read through my first chapter that I'm querying out and gave me a bunch of points to change. So I'm reading through that feedback and kind of making how I want to restructure my first chapter as I send out my queries.
See, I wrote a couple hundred words. That's about it. Yeah.
I have in this little section just 13.4 seconds left that I need to listen to and to count it done. And that would bring me up to about 6.5 minutes of edited audio. And it's probably going to end up being either 12 or 15 minutes total by the time I'm done.
And I just went through my story trying to get some more planning done for it. So, lots of going on.
I'm a chapter and a half away from being done with your book, and expect an email from me.
Hi, Sam.
Hi to all the people who've been coming in during the sprinting. Sorry I haven't been doing that during each break. I've just been trying to go full steam ahead. But hello, and finished first half of chapter, started another 31 words. Today is a day. That's okay. Okay, there's a conversation happening in the chat that I don't know where it started, and I don't have the patience to go through. Sorry. Transferred a chapter from an old work in progress to its new version. It started updating character names and descriptions. Awesome. I'll be there by the end of the next sprint. I don't know what there means, but cool. Yeah.
Feels like there's a lot of people that are right on the cusp of finishing something. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Get there in the next sprint.
Yeah. And if you don't, we have 2 more after that as well. So 3 total, more to go. 1 for each of my guests. I do need to set the tree. The code will be up momentarily. And it is for Bravo Papa Foxtrot 6-3 Sierra Golf.
Does anybody have a tendency when they're finishing up a project, and the end is near, I have 2 modes and there's no in between. There is the gotta finish, stay up until it's done. And then there's the
Start dragging your feet. There's pedal to the metal, or you're dragging your feet. And I agree. I also have those 2 modes. But when it's someone else's thing, my brain is like, oh, you're reading a novel, so you're binge reading it. Whereas for me, it's like, you have to write the words. Or when you have to finish fixing the words.
Yeah, when I'm doing it, even if I need to fix my stuff for beta readers, having that pressure of someone else needs this, I still drag my feet if it's my work. But if it's someone else's, as long as it's on my schedule, I'm usually okay. But my schedule is really rough. So sorry, Sarah. Back burner on on yours. Only because I've read it once before and I'm reading it again and I'm like, okay. And it's
well, I actually finished it and it's up for pre-order. So you don't have to worry about that one. And I've been so like bad about writing Kingpin Killers that I only
I'm
just
still waiting for that.
Chapter, so
like that is what I signed up to beta read for. And then you're like, hey, here's Matchmakers. I was like, yeah, sure, while I wait. And then I finished it. And then
well, because I realized like, oh, I'm actually close to finishing this one. I should get readers on it. Jesse, how far are you into the critique? Are you going to be able to go back to your own writing stuff during the stream, you think, or?
Hard to say. How we're doing 3 more 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Probably won't get to my stuff until this afternoon, but that's okay. I want to get this done and off my plate, so it's all good. Oh, Riley, okay. Hi.
He doesn't understand people talking through the screen. And when she realizes I'm not giving her FOOD, she's like, I'm out.
Nia, where's Loki today?
He's with his pops. Yeah, he's with his pops downstairs. Because
giving mom some free.
Yeah, he's got puppy energy today, so he wants to play. So he would, if he was here, he'd be trying to get my attention. Plus, I have.
You're like, here, husband, you can deal with that.
Yeah, he's taking care of Loki. I don't know how Loki knows that people are talking to him through the camera, because sometimes I have my speakers on, but if people are like, oh, Loki, he literally comes up here, and I don't know if he knows what he's looking at, but he starts looking around. If my phone's up here,
well, like he knows where the voices are coming from, but I think Riley, she's like trying to look behind the screen.
Like, is there someone behind there?
She's looking for like a 3D.
Like a whole person. She's looking for the whole person.
Yeah, well, she also doesn't get it when I'm on the phone, and normally when I'm talking to, when my mom is out running errands, I'm like, you cannot call me because Riley will freak out when she hears your voice. So my mom just texts me to be like, I'm coming back soon, or like, oh, I've added another errand to my thing. But sometimes even then, like Riley somehow knows that it's her and not someone else texting me, and I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, dogs are very good about knowing who's on the phone. When my daughter calls, he knows, and he'll be listening to see and if she says play date, him and her dog BB, they go nuts and they'll talk to each other through the phone.
Well, it's like they know words.
Like
yeah. They'll know that.
Like, I know play date. I know what play date means. Bring it on.
Yeah.
There's dogs and cats too, where it's like buttons with sounds on it. And by sounds, I mean actual words.
Yeah.
Where they're talking with their human.
Mm-hmm.
And it is amazing. Like there was an actual almost existential discussion between this dog, which I want to say is like a, I think it was a doodle, is the type of dog, but it was so amazing to watch. Like if you just look up any like talk button, like it is amazing how much that 4 or 5 how smart buttons. They are.
Mom. Yeah, they'll put 4 or 5 buttons with certain words, and they'll say food, play, outside, or whatever
even
they want.
Full sentences, like question, where dad.
Yeah, I know Riley could learn it, but neither my mom and I are like going to take the time to train her to do that. And also it would she'd constantly interrupt everything. So like, no, we're not going to do that.
Riley would have a button that says, Zara, get off the computer and come play with me. Zara,
come get off the computer. She'd be like, play.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're going to start our sprint. Before she can come back in. How did everyone do?
I kind of forgot we were streaming. I got into it and I was like, and
That's
then
good.
The typing stopped and I was like, oh, we're doing that thing. I got through a few pages. I'm now rereading and leaving comments. So I got through like 3 pages.
I got through all of the suggestions and started editing my first chapter, which is actually kind of fun because like one of the main suggestions was just like reordering the sequence of events that like I open just to make my opening stronger. So I'm just like playing like copy and paste and like moving things around to see what fits. So I don't know how productive it is, but it's a lot of fun.
I wrote 449 words during that.
Found the unmute button, and I had 17 and a half minutes of audio left to edit, and I've dwindled that what's left to edit to 10 minutes, just a little over 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm feeling productive, and I might actually get this done today, which is funny because in my scheduling I said I just needed to have this edited by Thursday. So the fact that I could have it done today, I'm happy with that. That means productivity in other areas.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. And I switched over to get some writing done, and I got 328 words, and I finished my bread, which was yummy. And that is all I did.
I finished editing the manuscript, sent it back to the author, made a post on Ko-fi about finishing editing the manuscript, and then opened my email because I have 2 queries to read.
That's exciting.
It is.
If you'd like to submit a query.
Are you taking nonfiction?
Not yet.
Okay. No.
I also say it on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I, again, because I was so eager to just get back into the manuscript, forgot to put up blank for the sprint. So my bad.
We forgive you. We're here for the writing, not the promotion.
Yeah, but
we appreciate the promotion.
Yeah. Okay. 4, 5, Charlie, Yankee, Bravo. 7, 5, Sierra, Golf.
Does anyone else like read it in their mind right before Zara does it? Because I like try and test my memory for the native phonetic alphabet. I'm like, can I get it? Because like when I was like, I got Y, I'm like, it's yeah. And then she said Yankee. I'm like, I knew it. So close.
This is the difference between an essay test and a multiple choice test. Yeah.
Yes.
Like I know a lot of answers when it's multiple choice. I know it when I see it. But coming off the top of the head, nah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on Super Carlin Brothers, that's what the Jay versus Ben format is where the brothers are like, there are multiple choice answers. We don't get them unless we both agree. So we can kind of like screw the other one over. We're like, no, I know it. You're on your own, buddy.
Yep. Just reading some of the chat comments.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Yes.
Awesome. Grayson cleaned the kitchen and hallway. Moving on to the bathroom, always important.
I did a mass cleaning, I think Friday night, and like got rid of so many toys and stuff. And then my husband rang me back and he's like, hey, you know how your parents have toys that you had when you were a kid that now can be with the other kids? Yeah, I know we move a lot, but it'd be nice to have that for our grandchildren. I was like, we're not forcing grandchildren. He's like, if we have grandchildren, then I was like, all right, fine. So I had to ring back on what I throw away.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
those special things.
I'm
For the
not a
future
sentimental
grandbaby.
person. I'm like, has it forgone its use? Good. But I do have sentimental things. I got 2 things, and it's from my grandfather. Actually, a few things, actually. Okay, maybe I'm more sentimental than I thought, but not as sentimental as my husband. When it comes to
Right.
toys and stuff that take up space, that what I'm talking about is like artwork on the walls and stuff that my grandfather painted.
Yeah.
That and I have a 93-year-old stuffed elephant that was my grandfather's when he was a baby. That he gave to me before he passed away. So in case of a fire, luckily it's right next to my son. So as I'm grabbing my son, I'll also grab that.
Yeah, I have just a couple things that I keep, and then that from my childhood that surprisingly has survived hurricanes and everything else. So I have a couple, but my brother and my sister still have their Cabbage Patch Kid. I swear, my brother's Cabbage Patch Kid looks just like Barrett's. I think they're twinsies, and they're roughly the same age. So I'm like, I wonder if they came from the same patch. But yeah, my brother still has. I mean, he's part of the family. He has a name. We dress him. He travels with them. It's almost like we're afraid now that he's going to lose him because he's had him for so long. So I have my kids. My kids have their Cabbage Patch Kids, and they each have a few things. But yeah, when you're in the military and stuff, you move a lot, and so we have a bin that things go in for each kid. And once it's full, I'm like, okay, we can't take any more.
I feel like I got rid of so many things, but it's also like when I was younger, I would get a lot of dolls like as gifts, and I was never a doll person. So like the first time we moved, I'm pretty sure my mom and I got garbage bags and ride donation.
Yeah, I think my parents have kept on to like mine and my sister's American Girl doll collection, not from any point of nostalgia. I think they were just like, this shit was so expensive. Like, we feel bad throwing it away.
I saved the one that looks like me, but like I had the whole Kaya set, and I'm pretty sure we gave that all away. And I'm like, that was a not small fortune. Like, we should have sold that rather than give it away to charity. But
Yeah, my girls have their American Girl dolls, but not for sentimental. They didn't really play with those. The Cabbage Patch dolls are the ones that they liked because my sister and brother had theirs. So my kids were like, we have one too. So that's why they kept those. And I think the ones that they really like were the bears, the one that you go and make the bears.
Build-A-Bear.
Build-A-Bears.
I
They love
had
their
a
Build-A-Bears.
Build-A-Bear.
The Build-A-Bears are in a box, and like those are like the most precious. Don't mess with the Build-A-Bears.
No, so the thing is that even though I didn't play with dolls, I would take my American Girl doll and like she'd sit with me like while I did things, but like I wasn't playing with her. And same with like my Build-A-Bear. I'm just like, you're sitting next to me on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah, Regina, they are so expensive. I'm like, y'all are not ever going to throw them away. You may sell them because they aren't sentimental to them, but you're not throwing it away.
I've never had one.
You're not missing out on.
You're not missing out. My girls really didn't care.
Like, if you have it, like, you then are saddled with like the guilt of this was very expensive.
Honestly,
Like,
I got a
if I'm not
catalog.
playing with it, I can't damage it. Like, there's one or the other. It's either like going everywhere with you and has seen some stuff, or it's like pristine, even if you took it out of the box when you were young and like too excited to leave it in the box.
Yeah.
I'm torn with that really old elephant that I have. My grandfather, when he gave it to me, I was like, oh, well, I'll take care of it and, display it and everything on a shelf. And he goes, no, it's a toy. Let your children play with it. And by this point, my son, I wasn't even pregnant with my son yet, my son is named after my grandfather, Spencer. So it's kind of interesting how it played out. But he said, no. Like, it's a toy. Your children should play with it. And I just, I still can't bring myself to letting my son play with it. I've seen my son destroy things, and I don't want him to destroy this. And so I'm like torn between like my grandfather's dying wish in a way, and my own personal.
Well, if you wait until your son is older and no longer destroying toys,
Yeah.
and then he plays with it, you've satisfied both sides of it. Your
He's
grandfather
a boy.
didn't say let
I
him
don't
play with
think
it
that's
as
ever
a
going to
baby.
happen. I don't think he's ever going to get out of the destructive phase. Ever. This is not for the faint of heart, but yeah, this isn't for the faint of heart, but I'm pretty sure he peed all over the floor in the bathroom just to see what would happen. And mom had to clean it up. That's what happened. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like on a doll, and I'm like,
Yeah.
marking it or something.
All over his toys.
Nah, this boy.
Don't give him ideas.
He's potty trained, but thank God I got earphones in so he doesn't hear this. He's potty trained, and it just went all over the floor. And then he's standing at the top of the stairs, butt naked, going, "Mom, I need your help." And I'm like, "What?" And I walk up there and I go, "What happened?" He goes, "I peed." I'm like, "Yeah, obviously, thank you." Why did you miss the toilet?
That was sarcastic.
Like, oh my gosh. And bless my daughter, she got like the mop and everything as I'm grabbing the old towel and doing that. And then she got like the sanitizing wipe, and I'm like, "Thank you, sweetie." And then my husband from the couch going, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're fine."
My mom and I will kind of trade off. Riley doesn't often have accidents anymore, but sometimes they still happen. And my mom and I will trade off. Regardless of who discovers it, it's like who cleaned it up last time.
Mm-hmm. This one's yours. Like, dang it.
I mean, sometimes my mom will be like, "Can you do it?" Or I'll be like, "Can you do it?" And we'll just be like, "Yeah," and we'll break it.
Yeah.
Break the pattern. Awesome.
I wish I hadn't heard it all. Not gonna lie.
Okay, let's start our fourth and second to last sprint. I remembered to put up the banner. And in 3, 2, 1, happy productivity.
Don't forget the forest app.
I apologize for forgetting again. Before we start, we have one more sprint to go. How did everyone do?
I might need a nap after this. I'm like staring at my screen like but I got a few more pages done.
Still working on my chapter 1 revision, and it's going slowly, but it's going.
I don't remember where I started during that sprint, so probably like 100, 200 words.
So I'd forgone actually adding pictures and stuff and just focused on editing the audio. And I have just 46 seconds left of the whole deal. It's probably going to end up being about 14 minutes by the time I'm done. And then I'll be done.
Awesome. I did a little bit more story organizing. I still got another 108 words. I'm still working through planning.
I started going through the, I already went through the submission inbox, but I've been sorely neglecting the like administrative inbox for the publishing company. And so I started going through that. And I was also texting Sam about what she needs to do next now that she has her edits from me. Okay, let me share the final forest room of the morning. And we can get sprinting. I'll also probably need a nap after this, Jessie, so you're not alone. Okay, the code is 5-7 Quebec uniform for Mike. Sierra Golf. Let me just see some of the comments. Regina almost finished editing another chapter. Awesome. Helene got 163 words, but finally got over a very hard point in the chapter, so it should start getting easier from now on. That's awesome to hear. Jabria got dialogue, but doesn't know how many words. Author JC dropping by, saying hello and hoping we're being productive. We are. Yeah. Also, if any of the moms in the chat, I know the moms on screen do, have a daughter, today is National Daughter Day.
Oh.
So do with that what you will.
I'm going to tell my mom it's National Daughter Day. What do I get?
It's like, you got Mother's Day? What do I get on my day?
Yes, exactly.
I'm also texting my cousin happy birthday now before I forget.
That's always a good idea. I hate it when I forget and it's like the end of the day. And I'm like, oh, I hope this doesn't feel like an afterthought, but I really did.
Well,
forget.
I'll just be like, I hope you had a really good day. You know,
Yeah.
I just, yeah.
For the past 2 years, I've wished my father a belated happy birthday because I forgot the day of. The past 2 years, like 2 years in a row, and I'm like, oh my God, I have officially turned into my mother, because my mother is lucky to remember on the day of. Like, I had to call her last week and said, hey, your grandchildren's birthdays are coming up. And then I was smart, and I was like, hey, if you haven't gotten anything yet, and she hasn't, I was like, you're coming to visit. Why don't we do experiences instead of you buying them stuff, since we're going to be moving in less than a year? Please don't give me more things to move.
Yeah.
Fair.
Experiences are more fun anyway than
Yeah.
gifts.
I have birthdays in my calendar, like through like iCalendar because I just put in their contact info, and then it'll tell me like their birthday number as well if I know the year, which I do for all my family members. I normally don't use that information, but it's like I have that. And so I'll always be reminded the day before. And then sometimes I just forget the day of anyway, because it's like, oh yeah, I knew it was the day before, but then I do a bunch of things the day of. And then I'm like, So.
Yeah. It's like the day before it's like trying to tell yourself, oh, remember to call them tomorrow or remember to message them tomorrow.
And then you're like, but that's tomorrow. I forget by then. It does. Rosh Hashanah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people in publishing celebrate it. So don't expect an answer tomorrow, like at all. Just so you know. Like during the day, not just like, oh, don't message them when the sun is down, which you really shouldn't be doing anyway, because agents and most people in publishing already have no work-life balance. You don't need to contribute to that.
This is really cool.
Photo of the test.
Yeah. Nothing like a nice big gap.
I mean, she could have been a teen and you did that, but like if you were like, oh yeah, I sent it to my 10-year-old or younger, I'd be like, I feel like we should have that conversation in person. Okay, we're gonna do our final sprint. I'm 1 minute off, like a perfect round number. Oops, sorry, nope, I did not mean to start it. I wanted to add it to the screen. And I'm gonna remember to hit Forest at the same time. Okay, hide this.
And I just reminded to click join room. I typed the code in. I just never clicked join room.
Oh.
So now I'm in.
Good. Okay. Everything's set. 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. How did everyone do?
I got through a few more pages, so I think I'm halfway through now.
I remembered to unmute my mic and I finished the chapter, so I'm excited. I think it definitely is much stronger of an opening, so hopefully that will help querying process.
I got 177 words, figured out a lot of plot issues that I was having, so I'm excited to rewrite some of those early scenes in my book. So, yeah.
Found my mouse and unmine. I'm like, where's the mouse? It's like that.
I knew exactly what you were doing, Natalie.
Yeah, yeah. It's like that meme of in Jurassic Park when they're sitting in the car and they go, "Don't move. They can sense movement." That's what my mouse is doing. My mouse is like going, "Don't move. She'll find you." But I am almost done putting all the pictures. But then I also realized I didn't even do an outro for this video, so I got to do another voiceover just for the outro, like 10 seconds. But it's okay. The hard part's over. It's now I've got all the pictures placed. I just need. I'm going through and adding like a travel picture, which is just a wooden path, a path in the woods, whatever, that I'm throwing in here and there to show movement of the character. And yeah, thank you to public domain pictures for sure. Otherwise, this would be quite boring.
I remember I used to have to make my own, but it was fun though. But yay, that sounds exciting. I did a little bit more organizing, started planning out my Preptober a little bit more specifically. So yeah, those are the kind of things I'm doing this morning.
I got my my admin email down from like 3:50 to 8. So happy with that. And then was thinking about whether or not I should jump into editing the next manuscript or reading the full that I requested later today, not like right now. I need a nap. But
yeah.
It's like, what to do?
This works for 3 hours. I think you deserve a break.
Yeah. Okay, let's do outros. So, Jessie, you're first.
Yay. Thanks for having me. I am Jessie. I write romance, mainly paranormal. And that's my website if you want to check it out. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok at author Jessie Elliott.
All right, everyone. I am Laura, aka LP, aka Newbie Novelist, where I post writerly content. That is also on my to-do list today. I have a blog post that will hopefully be going up. So stay tuned for that.
And my name is Morgan Lee. I do live streams every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Central Time, so you can join me tomorrow if you like. I am a self-published author of 1 book so far. Books 2 and 3 in my trilogy will be coming out at the end of this year, so you can look forward to that.
Look forward, we shall. I am Natalie Locke. I do flash fiction live streams on Saturdays and Saturdays on YouTube between mine and Candra Author's channel at 8:30 Eastern a.m. And then Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on my Twitch channel. My new website is natalielockeBooks.com, where you can have I'm actually putting out newsletters, and I've only had 1 newsletter so far, but they are archived on there on the website, so you can see and everything. Don't worry, it's new, Sarah. You're fine.
Okay, and you should also, okay, good. You added it to your copy. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I went through and added it everywhere. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of me at this present time.
Today's video is
Ooh. I don't know
like,
what
that's
that
not
was.
me. Like, it's not
Nope,
me.
that was me. Okay.
And
Because I opened your website and then I closed it, and it was playing a video that I didn't realize I had open. Apologies. Nia, your turn.
And I'm Nia, the Vixen of Fiction. You can find me on YouTube. I'm occasionally on Twitch. I'm also on Instagram and now on TikTok. So you can find me there. You can see cute little shorts and reels of Loki and now me reading with Loki. We're trying some things. We'll see how it goes. But you can follow me in all the places. And I write stuff and I stream at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays.
She also does scripting the book with Natalie.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I sometimes pop on there if it's a book that I love. And then I'm one of Nia's permanent co-hosts for AuthorTubers React, where we talk about scandals in the writing and publishing community and give hot takes. I don't know. I never feel like they get too hot, but
yeah, I feel like we do a good job. But we had a good one yesterday, so if you want to click on my YouTube channel and check that out under AuthorTubers React. And then for next month, for scripting the book, we're doing Coraline. So if you want to come hang out with us and talk about that on the 30th.
I guess I should make clear that scripting the book is about the adaptation, like
yes,
the compare and contrast of a book that is picked. Anyway, my name is Zara Hoffman. I am the self-published author of 6 books so far, a young adult paranormal romance trilogy and a new adult sci-fi romance trilogy. My next book is a standalone young adult dystopian romance and is available for pre-order, which I have on my Ko-fi page, which is ticking down below and also above all of our heads for the whole stream. I am one half of the Writish podcast, which I do with Kelly Wright, who is a fellow author tuber, where we talk about all things writing related, from shiny new idea through publication and marketing, regardless of what path you're taking, if it's self, indie, or traditional. And speaking of traditional publishing, I am the founder of a small publishing company dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their identity and trauma. And because sometimes someone just wants to write a story about dragons without having to add in racism, sexism, or something else. And that should be allowed. If you would like to support the publishing company financially, you can donate as little as $1 here. Also, if you'd like to support the podcast, you can do that for as little as $1 here. And yeah, if you want to support me here, you can. But honestly, I'd prefer you support the publishing company at this point. So that's me. I hope everyone had a good time. I will probably be streaming next Sunday, but I am currently recovering from a very intense double leg surgery. So no promises, but hope to see you all soon with another stream, and bye.